that they just lost control, and it happened once and it never happened again, and they went for some therapy, and it's not a continual thing that starts to become what is known as abuse. It's a pattern of behavior in a relationship of some kind, and that can be your spouse, that can be family, and it's just, it's usually domineering, physical aggression. So, you can start to look out for the things that people who are victims of abuse are showing. So they're often spending less time with their family and friends because they don't want them to see how they might be have been affected, or they're away from their family and friends because they're being kept away, or they're too shy and embarrassed. And then these people are often, even in public, they can be criticized or belittled, and their partner appears very jealous, possessive, and usually, they have unexplained injuries or bruises. And it's important, I'm sure you've heard it, and I'm going to say it again, because you need to know that you will be criminally charged if you knew that there was some kind of abuse occurring and you did nothing. So you can't say afterwards, I don't want to get involved, and I was a little bit afraid, and I heard the child crying, I heard the mom crying, and I did nothing because it's not my problem. You are liable too for whatever happens to those people. So just to look out for things, especially maybe you yourself have to check yourself out, or you're hearing something that resonates with you. When somebody says, we will never separate or divorce, and I cannot live without her. If you've had sex with a drunk person, or ignored someone asking you to stop, she cheated on me, so I had to punish her. I believe that when she says no, she actually means yes. I spent money on her, so she owes me sex. She took what she owes. So I took what she owes me, as if buying someone a drink means that you need to have sex with them. And then she was dressed like she wanted sex. I'm not sure what that looks like. And I want to just concentrate a little bit more on what happened. What did we do wrong? Why are there men hurting the people they love, like physically going into that place? What drew them to that space? And you go all the way back to when we're talking about our children. And you're sitting there realizing that our boys are watching videos where the hero is the guy who can kill and maim and protect, and they're driving cars, and they're shooting, and there's dinosaurs, and there's aggression, and there's competition from day one. And what are the girls doing? The girls are playing with dolls. They're learning how to care. They're learning how to deal with situations when the Barbies are fighting. They're nursing. They're going into this whole caring type, I'll say like profession or caring type way. So we teach them to be caring, but we're not teaching our boys how to be caring. So there's this gender idea that we're so stuck on, that men should be this way and girls should be this way. And we continue this in, okay, boys play football and they're lazy and violent and aggressive and they fight, and girls only talk about makeup and gossip and dresses and fashion, and that's what it is. And then we perpetuate these stereotypes in the media, and we continue to watch and look at e-news and magazines where we are actually reading and wasting our time reading about Kim Kardashian cellulite. Like, that's not news. So we're actually doing this to ourselves. We have done this to our boys. We have done this to our daughters, and we need to think differently now. This is where I'm from. So it was our parents. These are our parents' way of thinking. If you see here the adverts, show her it's a man's world. Look at this. She's on the floor. She's on the floor with her tray. And he, obviously you look like you've got makeup on, and she's serving the man. And here we are in a restaurant, because obviously all waitresses are dressed like this. And get lucky, she's pouring him coffee and because that's what happens in real life. Yes, and we all look like that. and just how women shouldn't leave the kitchen. So we had this whole idea set in our minds from day one, and it was our parents. And it's not saying it's their fault because it came from their parents, but we have to be the change. We have to change the narrative. Look at what we are starting against. We, like those people there in the starting block of the race, have to deal with all the other stuff that's been thrown at us and still try and succeed in the working world. Our girls aren't going to school because they don't have sanitary wear. When sex is a choice and condoms are free, but sanitary pads are not free, and girls are not going to school and being denied the right to grow and learn because we can't provide them with their basic needs. And we've got to juggle being a good mom and being a good wife and being a good woman and actually being a good boss. And what does that even mean? So
it's gender violence, but it's for the deaf.
So I'm going to play this video, if that's okay. I've got some subtitles. I'm going to just play it now, and hopefully there is.
Bullying. The Me Too movement against sexual harassment. Masculinity. Is this the best a man can get? Is it? We can't hide from it. It's been going on far too long. We can't laugh it off. Who's the daddy?
What I actually think she's trying to say.
Making the same old excuses.
Boys will be boys. Boys will be boys. Boys will be boys.
But something finally changed.
Allegations regarding sexual assault and sexual harassment.
And there will be no going back. Because we believe in the best in men.
Men need to hold other men accountable.
Smile, sweetie. Come on.
To say the right thing. To act the right way.
Not cool. Not cool.
Some already are. In ways big
Yo, men, you're acting like you bullshit.
and small.
I am strong.
I skirt.
But some is not enough.
It's not how we treat each other, okay?
Okay. Because the boys watching today will be the men of tomorrow.
Sorry, I'm just going to the next slide. So I just want you to have looked at a little bit about what are we doing with our boys. Boys will be boys. Boys don't cry. Boys must be brave. But actually they are just the same. They are feeling beings and they need to learn how to deal with those feelings. How do I deal with my pain and my stress and my anger? And if we don't teach them those tools, those boys are going to turn into angry, stressed men that don't know what to do with their stress. So they drink and they beat their wives. They haven't been taught how to love, how to care properly, how to feel their feelings. So I want men to challenge this idea and to be the one who stands up and says, hey, dude, it's not okay to be joking about that woman's breasts. And that's hard. It's hard to stand up. It takes courage to challenge this because you're going to be also then judged, but be the better person. We're talking about responsible father figures. We're talking about being a responsible role model because violence is not cute, sexy, or acceptable. We need to instill values of human dignity, equality, and respect in young men and boys. And I truly believe that if a woman was running the country, it would be very different. And here I have another video, which is, I say viewer discretion is advised, but it's for such a good message. And yeah, I'm going to let it play.
Be a lady, they say. Your skirt is too short. Your shirt is too low. Don't show so much skin. Cover up. Leave something to the imagination. Don't be a temptress. Men can't control themselves. Men have needs. Look sexy. Look hot. Don't be so provocative. You're asking for it. Wear black. Wear heels. You're too dressed up. You're too dressed down. You look like you've let yourself go. Be a lady, they said. Don't be too fat. Don't be too thin. Eat up. Slim down. Stop eating so much. Order a salad. Don't eat carbs. Skip dessert. Go on a diet. God, you look like a skeleton. Why don't you just eat? You look emaciated. You look sick. Men like women with some meat on their bones. Be a size 0. Be a double 0. Be nothing. Be less than nothing. Be a lady, they said. Remove your body hair. Bleach this, bleach that. Eradicate your scars. Cover your stretch marks. Plump your lips. Botox your wrinkles. Lift your face. Tuck your tummy. Perk up your boobs. Look natural. You're trying too hard. You look overdone. Men don't like girls who try too hard. Be a lady, they said. Wear makeup. Highlight your cheekbones. Line your lids. Fill in your brows. Lengthen your lashes. Color your lips. Powder. Blush. Bronze. Highlight. Your hair is too short. Dye your hair. Not blue. That looks unnatural. Look young. Old is ugly. Men don't like ugly. Be a lady, they said. Save yourself. Be pure. Don't be a fool. Don't sleep around. Men don't like sluts. Don't be a prude. Don't be so uptight. Smile more. Pleasure men. Be experienced. Be sexual. Be innocent. Be dirty. Be the cool girl. Don't be like the other girls. Be a lady, they said.
Something to drink, darling?
Don't talk. Don't talk too much. Don't be intimidating. Why are you so miserable? Don't be a bitch. Don't be so bossy.
Eating.
Don't
Not
cry.
late. I'm going to bed
Don't
again.
swear. Endure the pain. Don't complain. Fold his clothes. Cook his
You have
dinner.
an
Keep him
idea?
happy. That's the woman's job. You'll make a good wife someday. What's his last name? You hyphenated your name. Crazy feminist. Give him children. You don't want children? You will someday. He'll change your mind. Be a lady, they said. Don't get raped. Don't drink too much. Don't walk alone. Don't go out too late. Don't dress like that. Don't get drunk. Don't smile at strangers. Don't go out at night. Don't
Also,
drink. Don't say yes. Don't say no. Just be a lady.
So I'm not sure if anyone else is confused, but I think that it's very clear that the message we're sending our girls is so confusing and these unnatural ways, because I think only 10% of the world's population actually looks like the supermodels and celebrities we are all trying to become, and we are hurting ourselves. We are being told to be ladies and also to be sexual and also to be dirty, and also it is a very confusing space to be, but really we need to be teaching our girls about loving themselves, because I can tell you, I was never taught to love myself, to love my body. Not my parents' fault, but I was learning stuff in school that I feel wasn't valuable. What I feel would have been valuable was teaching me how to deal with this insecurity so that I could be more confident and not be in a relationship that was unhealthy. So that's the kind of thing I think we should be doing in schools, and that's my opinion. We need to empower young girls and women. When my mother was growing up, a female CEO was unheard of. You were lucky to be a teacher or a nurse or a secretary if you were white enough and afforded an education. Here we are growing into these spaces where women, the vice president, it's amazing. And we need more leaders to stand up and be courageous and say, I am smart, I can do it. Educate other women. So for me, educating other women means I'm transferring my skill. I'm giving someone else a chance to grow themselves. If I've learned something, I would like someone else to know about it. So it's the each one, teach one. This is a pledge which I do to 4 people, and I take this presentation with me everywhere. And again, I would be willing to do it anywhere and everywhere that I can to inform and raise awareness. And I am willing to give my presentation to anybody who would like to take it and do it for their community, family, even better, school. We need to spread the word. If this can change anybody's perception or they think it's time to ask for help, it'll be worth it. So this pledge to end violence against women and children, I hope you will say it with me, with your hand on your heart. Change begins with me, and I can motivate others to end violence against women and children. I pledge to help break the culture of silence that accompanies violence and abuse. I pledge not to commit violence and to act when I see violence against women and children. I pledge to teach those in my care the values of human dignity, equality, and respect. Thank you. So these are some useful numbers. I'm sure you've probably been given these things, but it's always good to have. And just to say that this whole presentation is usually done in an hour. So we also usually do this presentation whilst packing dignity packs. So for women and children, they're usually at the clinics or hospitals, these dignity bags that have all the things needed to kind of clean up after this has happened, after you've had your tests. So it's tissues, and it's a hairband to tie up the hair because often the hair's been pulled. It's a deodorant and lip ice and pads and panties. So again, if you have any of these things or you want to get involved in the Dignity Care Pack project, please let me know. I'm so grateful that I was here with you guys today. At the end of my presentation, I don't want to take up any more of your time. Yeah, but I have a massive WhatsApp group, and I'm happy to have any and all of you on it. It's a supportive platform. Social workers, teachers, donors, government, corporate, we're just talking to each other and we're sharing our skills, our resources, and yeah, that's a lot of where I suppose Claudine and I have known each other or met each other prior to being at WITS when I studied sign language many moons ago. So I'm grateful, and yes, I'll be here for questions. Thank you.